Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited because I have Tina McDermott with me. The Lazy Inspirational Chef. So part of that is me. Guess which part? Lazy. But I just said before we started talking, I think this is everybody's favorite conversation to talk about, which is being healthy, eating healthy, working out. So it's everyone's favorite conversation. Is it everyone's favorite thing to do? And I'd say no. And so I woke up this morning and for those who know me, I didn't even share this with you. I put on that COVID, a little bit of weight. I hadn't taken off weight I wanted to before COVID. Then I put on some. And I've been in the process. I think I'm down 17 pounds right now. I have like 7 more to go. But I am wholeheartedly admitted that yo-yo dieter. I am. And I will say I've yo-yoed, and for years I stopped yo-yoing and I kept it together and knew what I had to do. So I'm excited to talk to you today because I got inspired and I said, enough's enough. And, you're 55, it doesn't come off as easy. I do not have that exercise gene that, thank God, my kids do have. It skips, my sister loves to exercise. I do not wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, I better go exercise. I push myself to go for a walk. I enjoy it. But believe me, I find a list of reasons not to. So everybody, welcome Tina McDermott. She's the founder of Finally Thin Forever coaching program and Joyfully Gut Robot program. So where are you located? I didn't ask.
I'm in Bowie, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Maryland. Yeah, Bowie, Maryland, near Annapolis, for those who don't know where Bowie is.
Okay. Okay, great. I actually do. I have a son in Washington, D.C., so I start getting familiar with all of that. But I think, do you think there's a reason people yo-yo diet in all the years you've been coaching?
Sari, there's so many reasons people yo-yo diet. Number one, emotions. Number two, we're being marketed to left and right, upside down, backwards, forwards. It is terrible, the marketing piece of it. It's that indoctrination to no, eat this way, no, eat that way, no, take this, no, take that medicine. And I'm just going to say real quick as an aside, I was hanging out with my husband in the living room and he was watching TV. And I was reading something on my phone, trying to ignore the TV. And he wants to watch the movie that has commercials. And I'm listening to these commercials going, they're just
you go from the diet bars to the Subway commercial to the medication commercials that say, if you have this, know.
So there's a lot of confusion going on, wrapped in the core of emotional issues. The emotional issues, mostly something that happened when they were 5, 6, 7 years old that got pushed under the rug and never dealt with. And it's my job to help people come to peace with it, whatever those emotions are, so that they don't have that. I'm anxious, I'm upset, I need to stuff my face. Me, I'm anxious, I'm upset, I need to go ride my bike. And
Tina, I'll tell you, one of the issues I've had always, and I have a friend and she laughs, she's like, how do you do that? I can go all day and not eat. And so, that in itself, then you're, and then just all of a sudden it's 3 o'clock and I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm hungry. And then so you reach for an apple and peanut butter and you're not really eating. I took, one of the things they say when you diet or eat healthy, I like to say eat healthy because I personally don't like the word diet. I've had a daughter also, not struggle with her weight, but always sort of want to be healthy and conscious, and so look at it. So that's a word I think is taboo, but in struggling with it, I could go all day and then say, okay, I'll reach for a handful of candy and then wait for dinner. Or, you do very bad things that, reach for the celery at least,
Yeah, but is it bad? Is it bad? Are you bad, or are your actions not?
My action, no.
Yeah. I just want.
No, your actions. And I think it's like what you said, you need to, look at, for me, I always like to use myself as the throw myself under the bus, but I think sometimes I'm very much what people are doing. They're running around. So I think that we were more of a society running around. So we went through the drive-through lane. Well, I think somewhere that message became, don't do that. And if you're going to run through the drive-through lane, now we have salads. Well, okay, what are you putting on? Then it's like, I once said to I'll throw my husband under the bus because he doesn't watch me, but my husband has been so great and he's lost a lot of weight. But one of the things I once said to him, he's like, I had salad for lunch. I'm like, really? What'd you put on that salad? I'm like, eat a Big Mac instead,
Oh, I have so many things to say right now. Yeah, first of all, I'm going to go
because I just did my therapy session with you.
Oh my gosh, when it comes to the salads, the drive-through, yes, they have salads, but what did you put on the salad? And I'm not talking about the steak. Steak is fine.
No, the dressing.
It's those dressings and what is in those dressings. And here's the two things that you need to look out for in those dressings. Number one, MSG. I guarantee you it has MSG in it, which is an excitotoxin, passes that blood-brain barrier that's supposed to protect us. And it goes to those brain cells most susceptible and excites them so much that they die. Okay. I've lost enough brain cells having Lyme disease, so I'm done with that. And if I touch anywhere and go anywhere near MSG, I literally couldn't tell you what that thing you park your car in is called because my brain doesn't connect if it comes near me, if I touch it by accident. And the other thing are rancid oils that are terrible for your body, terrible. So, hey, eat the salad, but bring your own salad dressing, a really good salad dressing. My favorite is olive oil and balsamic vinegar and sea salt and pepper. So that's number one. I'm going to go backwards. You said not eating all day long, Sari. You're doing intermittent fasting of sorts, right?
Yeah.
That if you're going to reach 3 o'clock and grab candy, then you're not doing your body any good. But if you're going to reach for an apple and some really good natural peanut butter, kudos, good for you. And then make sure you have at least like you have 2 decent meals a day. And I'm telling you, I can consider a healthy Mother Nature made apple as super healthy with some natural peanut butter. Once again, in peanut butter, you have to make sure you look out for those rancid oils and sugar. So, and also peanuts grow low to the ground. So they're high in pesticides, Sari. So you want to go organic with your peanut butter. And if you're worried about the oil at the top, get your blender with one mixer and one little, what is that called? And put that in there and mix it up with that, or just get a butter knife.
I want to stop you because I am not good at this, but so I want to ask, and I think people want to know this. If you're going through a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods or something, what is the peanut butter? Are we better off with that PB
I'm not going to give you a brand.
Okay.
This is what I want you to think. I'm going to give you my philosophy on eating, okay? That is going to help everyone understand this. And it encompasses everyone who are vegans, vegetarian, pescatarians, omnivores, herbivores, whoever you are, it's all good, okay? Eat foods that walk, fly, swim, or grow, mostly grow, and in their whole form, the way that Mother Nature provided them for us. So, Sari, what is better for you? The dehydrated PB peanut butter powder or a natural peanut butter that on the ingredient label, it says organic peanuts, sea salt, period. Which one is better for you? Which one is closer to the way that Mother Nature made it? And which one has less processing?
The organic and the sea salt.
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Exactly. So eat foods.
I'm like, I don't want to fail the test, but like, I'm okay.
That's it. That's it. So eat foods as close to the way that Mother Nature provided them for us. The further that they are away from that, the more that they have been processed, the worse that they are for our body. And if a third grader can't read it, pronounce it, and understand it, should you eat it? I've been challenged on all of those. I used to say, if a third grader can't read it, should you eat it? But then I've been challenged. Well, they can probably read it. And I'm like, oh, come on, people. So now
I understand. I think, the bottom line, what you're saying is, if there's too many ingredients in there and you don't know what you're reading, do you want it in your body?
Do you want it in your body? And this is a body that we're organic. We are not chemicals. So why would you put chemicals in an organic being? Why? It can only cause dis-ease. It can only cause dis-ease and make for a body that's not joyful. And the book that I wrote for everyone is called the Joyful Gut Reboot Guide, because we want to reboot your body into joy, because we are meant for joy in this life, and our bodies are meant to have joyous feelings all the time. And it doesn't mean stuffing your face with food all day and chemical laden food. Which brings me to another piece. You had said the diet word, which
I didn't mean to. I didn't really mean to, but
no, you did. It's okay. It's all good.
But I think we slip into. I think we use it, and I know better, but we use it.
It's okay. It's okay, because it gives us something to discuss, right? I call it a capital D, a capital I, a capital E with a small t. We don't want to diet. We want to live it. We want to live a joyous life. So follow my philosophy: walk, fly, swim, or grow, close to the way that Mother Nature provided our food, the better. Eat 10 to 12 cups of vegetables. The less processed, the better. It's okay to stir fry them. It's okay to roast them. It's okay to steam them. It's okay to eat them raw. Eat them 10 to 12 cups a day. Eat them. And it's okay to go 18 hours without food. It really is. But when you start to eat within a 6-hour window, eat really good meals. And it's actually good to go a long time without eating, because it alkalinizes your body. And when your body is not busy digesting food, do you want to know what your body's busy doing? Healing self. It's busy healing, because our bodies want to experience joy. Our soul, our spirit wants to experience joy. And we want to be free of those emotions.
Tina, do you have a philosophy on, when you look at protein, how much is too much? I mean, I think that in the United States in particular, we're very heavy in portion. And I think, often the trick to losing weight is, very simply also watching somewhat your intake, and of certain things too. And so I just wondered, what you think in a daily or weekly, the philosophy of protein.
Yeah. I feel everything needs to be balanced, and other than when it comes to vegetables, because people don't eat enough vegetables. So think of it this way: 3/4 of your plate should be fruits or vegetables, mostly vegetables. 1/4 of your plate, some lean protein, and about 1 to 2 tablespoons of a good fat on every single meal. Even if it's an apple and peanut butter, that's a mini meal, still a meal. Okay. You've got the apple, which is the fruit, and you've got the peanut butter, which is the fat and the protein. Here is the protein rule. 2 things. I'm going to tell you 2 things. Okay. 4 ounces each meal for a woman, about 6 ounces for men. Now, I want you to take a look at the palm of your hand, and not the fingers. Cut off the fingers. The palm of your hand. That's about how much protein you need every single meal. So take a look how thick it
Mhm.
is. And yeah, Americans, we center our food around the meal is around the steak or the chicken. I don't do it that way. I center my meal around I'm a meat eater. I like meat, but I don't eat a ton. You don't center your
Mhm.
food or your meals around that. You center your meals. How many vegetables can I get into this dish? How many vegetables can I put into this soup? I make this marvelous Mexican soup for my cooking classes, and I stuff it full of vegetables. Yes, there's chicken in there, but it's mostly vegetables. You don't want to know what my husband calls it. Okay. You don't want to know what he calls it, but it's fun. It's actually fun because it's so many vegetables and it's so good for you. So yeah, so that's what protein. If you eat too much of it, your body will, it's bad for the kidneys. I know that
Mhm.
because I had kidney issues when I was younger. And it's very hard on the kidneys too. If you're eating too much, your body will convert that into glucose. And the glucose, especially if you're eating other carbohydrates and it's too much, two things, too much to process for the liver, as well as it goes right into fat storage. Okay. So all of that glucose will go right into fat storage. And that's the short of the very long of it.
Mhm.
That's the short of the very long. So you don't want to be eating too much protein. It raises your mucus levels. Again, I love myself a really good grass-fed, grass-finished steak. I love it. Absolutely love it. Eat minimal. If I cook
Right.
myself a steak, I'll cut it in half. I'll cut up pieces. I'll have the rest for breakfast. I'm not joking. I will eat it
Yeah.
for breakfast.
Well, and
But
I
yeah.
think, that's just it. The other night, I've really stopped eating red meat. During the pandemic, I got very sick. And of course, everybody's like, oh, you have COVID. I'm like, no, I don't have COVID. But I had a stomach issue. And, it was advised, let's get rid of red meat, some of the nuts and things. Now I've
Mhm.
gone back to eating some almonds. I've gone back to eating a little bit of red meat, which is really, like you said, all you need. Like my favorite thing is a salad with some steak in it. And, I find that it's nice because usually a salad with steak isn't like a whole steak. It's, but the other night, my husband, we were out and he got a steak and I got a piece of fish and we shared, but I really even couldn't eat the half of I mean, it's just, you don't need it. It's that really great taste and you're good to go. And I thought to myself, like, I'm good. I don't want to test the waters here. And
Mhm.
it's almost like having a piece of chocolate. You're like, I'm good for a while now. I remember the taste. I'm good. I'm moving on. But
Uh,
I'm curious. Tell me a little bit about the cooking classes and things that you do. Are they? I mean, we're here in Michigan. Are they open to people? And how can we be in touch with you?
Oh, okay. I do, corporations hire me to do cooking
Mhm.
classes for them. And, any corporation is welcome to hire me to do a cooking class for them. It's so much fun. And then I take those recordings and I take snippets of them and I put them up on my YouTube channel. So it's Tina's Joyful Kitchen on YouTube. So you can join me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just started it, so I'm trying to get a lot of subscribers there. So that's how you can join me there, or you can hire me and I can do one specifically for you. So they'll choose from one of my menus. My website is almost up. I could give you my website. It's not complete yet. I have a website. It's been up forever, but I'm creating this whole new page for my corporation so that they can choose the menus and all that other fun stuff. So that's that. Yeah. So join me, please, on my YouTube channel, Tina's Joyful Kitchen.
I think that's fantastic that you're working with corporations because I think that when I've worked with health professionals and nutritionists and things along those lines, I think that's one of the areas that is so vitally important that from the corporate level, we say to our employees, we want you to be healthy. When you're healthy, when you eat healthy, when you take care of your body, you're going to show up to work, and you're going to feel good about what you're doing and you're energizing your soul.
Yeah.
in a lot of different ways. So I do want people, to know how to reach out to you. How did, we're all across the country, we're dealing with the pandemic differently, coming in and out of it. And how did that affect people and their eating habits, do you feel, as some of us hibernated and we're working from home? And if we have to go into that again, are there some tips to make sure that we stay mindful of our best life?
Yeah, so a couple of things come to mind, and it's a loaded question, Sari.
Yeah.
And what happened was that we were all hit with a ton of fear.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought out the worst of us, and it also brought out the best in us, those who can look beyond the fear. And now we're in our homes, and the kitchen is right there, and the anxiety would come up, and they would stuff their faces with things that made them feel good, because sugar elicits serotonin. It makes you feel good just for the moment, but terrible for the longer. So people were eating too much because they were stressed out. So if I was going to say the number one thing, it's the anxiety and the fear, and calming the fear. Don't watch the news. Stop, because they're all fear driven. And I want you to know, Sari, for every one piece of negative news, it takes 5 pieces of positive input, 5 positive input to negate it. So I don't watch the news. My husband listens to it, and he'll fill me in, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to know anymore. I'm done.
It's interesting that you say that. I had this discussion just last night with my youngest. He was telling me that he has started listening more to some happy television shows that he wanted to catch up on instead of podcasts, instead of the news, as he's going back and forth to law school on a bus. And, his podcasts would be pretty heavy in news. And I said, if you get a little bit of the news or see,
that's enough.
You got it. The COVID numbers don't change so much. The Taliban invaded. It's not going to change so much. I mean, it's just, all these things are just, they're there. We know it. And it really, and I think it's very true that we all came home and hibernated and worked from home. It is true. I have always worked from home. The kitchen has always been there. The pantry has always been there. What was different, and I think this was true of when I talked to my friends, is a lot of their adult children or their kids were home. All of a sudden, the pantry looked different. What was in it? And certainly my refrigerator looked different. My pantry looked different. And my kids were like, happy hour. It's 5 o'clock. It's happy hour. I'm like, I don't happy hour at 5 o'clock on Monday. I mean, it sure sounded good, but my husband and I don't, tend to happy hour. I think about it every once in a while, but so I think, back to, things are habits, and you have to, for me, you have to have good habits or you have to break the bad habits.
True. And is it habits, or is it that you had kids in the house and your pantry looked a lot different, and then now you had to have willpower to say, no, it's not happy hour time for me. It might be for you, but not for me. So is there the willpower issue there, which is a whole discussion unto itself?
Sure.
And I like to look at it. I mean, if I really had to just analyze and say one thing, it has to do with people were fearful and anxious. And that's one of the things that made them go to food for the most part. So calming those anxieties through, you can meditate, you can walk, you can exercise. And the exercise has always been my cure all for depression, my cure all for fear, for anxiety, for any
Tina,
of those.
I tell you, I wish I try to make that I will say that when I go for a walk, you're right. It does set in for me. Sometimes it's just walking with a friend. Other times, as people know me, a little Bruce Springsteen in my ear does the trick.
Yes, I'm a Jersey girl. We're good.
Yeah. So I pretend I'm a Jersey girl. Although there's Jersey girls all over the world. So, but I mean, I think, I love, our time is really going, but I love walk, fly, swim, grow is how we really need to be thinking about how we put things into our body. And, finding that piece of exercise. My daughter's a hardcore Soul Cycle, like she has to do that, ride. I'm the mellow walk with a friend, so I think, you said it best when you said life's a balance and finding that balance. So
finding that balance, and I'm happy to talk to you about the exercise piece if we have an extra minute there.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Exercise is just what I do. Exercise is just who I am. It's not like I exercise all day long. I need the movement in order to feel human, in order to feel, actually I feel human no matter what, but just to feel good. And I move all day long with my clients because I still personal train some clients. Every hour I set an alarm and I make sure that I get up, run up and down the stairs. Sometimes I run around the block. I've been working from home for years. So you have to make movement. Oh, and I was doing laundry this morning and I was doing my squats. I squat down, take a towel out, fold it, squat down, get the other towel. So it's about, yes, getting movement throughout your whole day, but also it's non-negotiable. I get up in the morning, I wash my face, I get dressed, put the dog's leashes on, and out the door we go. There's no, oh, it's raining, we can't go. Oh, there's this. No, we gotta go. I have a doggy door. They can go in my backyard, but we all deserve a walk. We all deserve the sunshine in our face to reset the circadian rhythm. We all deserve the fresh air. It's wonderful. It is an amazing way to start your day. And if the first day you get up and you go for 5 minutes, good for you. The next day, get up and do 6 minutes, 2 minutes the following day, make it and just make it a habit that is just what you do. And it's not negotiable. The rain, the snow, the sleet, get out there and do it anyway. Just move your mass. And that's my signature workout programs are called Move Your Mass with a small M and a capital ASS. So move your body. We're meant for movement. And I can talk forever about it.
I do like that. And I say to myself, I know that. So I'm going to start really, you have my word. I'm going to start really putting that in. I know that when I write it down, go for a walk, I like to check it off. I'm the type A person, so I check off everything. And yet we sometimes aren't good to ourselves. So when I write that down, go for a walk, go, whatever, and I check it off, I feel, that I've done it. So you're right. You have to do what, works for you, but move your body.
Move your mass.
Move your mass. Thank you so much for spending time with me and sharing. I think this is always these are great tips, great reminders. We're going into both where you live and where I live. We're going into a beautiful fall. And then we know what comes after fall. And you just said it. It doesn't matter the season. Move your mass.
Move your mass with a small M.
Thank you so much. I love it. Have a great day. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you so much, Sari, for having me. Namaste.
Namaste to you. Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye.